one of the great parts about technology is the way that it extends the opportunities that both educators and students have, both in and out of the classroom. As you've seen from some sites such as Khan Academy, from Lauren Zillion, it really provides a new opportunity to continue some things that you've worked on, to provide enrichment, also to provide remediation through the use of things such as video. So today we're going to talk a little bit about screencasting, and we're going to talk about it on a budget. Obviously, most teachers don't have the opportunity to go out and spend hundreds of dollars on whatever they want, whenever they want. If you have money in your district that you get, obviously there's other opportunities and better things that you can get for screencasting, such as Camtasia Studio. But today we're going to talk about how to do it on on a little bit of a lower budget, using just a tablet and a basic screencasting tool. So as you can see, the website that I'm on right now, is the Wacom Bamboo tablet. This is currently what I use for my screencasting that I do with my students. I try and create videos to talk about topics that we've already learned about. For some of my students who maybe have a little bit of a higher ability level, I try my best to create different videos that may extend their learning a little bit. But I use this, and it's a very easy tablet to use. Um, the version that I have is about 80 US dollars. They have more expensive versions, um, anywhere from about $100 to $200. But I find the one that I have works just perfectly fine. So that may be something that you want to look into. Of course, they also have apps on the iPad that you can use. So if you have an iPad available to you, you can definitely do some screencasting on there, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. So one of the nice things about the Bamboo tablet, is when you get the tablet, it provides some free software for you. The Sketchbook Auto Express, or the Autodesk Sketchbook Express. Um, so that's one thing that you can use to do your screencast, to actually write in. The one that Solomon Khan uses for Khan Academy is actually called Smooth Draw 3. That's also a free tool as well, so you can definitely use that. So I'm going to take a look at both of them so that you can kind of get an idea of how to use them, in order to create your videos. And then we'll talk a little bit about different screencasting tools. The one that I use for all my tutorials that I do on this website is Jane, which is about $15 a year. Again, you have some other more expensive ones like Camtasia Studio, but I find that Jane works just fine. The only limitation is that it only lasts for about 5 minutes. So why don't we start off? Let's take a look at the Autodesk Sketchbook Express. So really, you're gonna notice right away that all it is just a paint program. And the nice thing about this is that it provides a lot of different options for what you want to do. You can import pictures into it, if you wanted to, but I like to use it just as a basic thing. So the first thing you'll want to do when you get into a program like this is you want to create different layers. So you can have a background layer, you can have a different layer where you add things on. It makes it a lot easier to erase, so that if you put a color in the background, if you try and erase things on top of it, it doesn't get rid of everything. That color behind still stays. And I really like the way that Solomon Khan uses the dark background to really make everything else stand out, on top of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here and we'll go down to layers, so we can create different layers. So right now we're on our background layer, and so for our background layer, we're going to want to add some color for that. So I'm actually using my pen tablet right now to go around and select. So I select my paint, and I want to do a dark background, just a black background. And then I'm going to go to a different layer. So we'll pick a different layer so that now I can actually just write right on top of it. So what I can do is select a different color. And again, I like to do bright colors so that it stands out, really is something that the students can see very easily. And we're going to go up top, back up top here to our pencil. So now you can just very easily start to draw things on here just by switching your colors. And again, you can see how they really stand out against a dark background. So this is something that you can play around with a little bit, and then as you start to get into some lessons, you can start to write, and it actually writes pretty easily. So we'll take a look in a moment at how to continue to work with this program, and then we'll take a look at the Smooth Draw 3 so we can see that program as well.